A change in custody.
I do have where he took the TPO out a week after that happened. He lied at the last court hearing. I do have proof of that with the court transcripts, as well as a doctor's note stating where me and my fiance were at the time. He lied. He said I was harassing his boss, did not have no knowledge of that. And I have it right here if you would like to look at that, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams received custody from that juvenile court order back in February. Is that correct, Mr. Williams? Okay, and you have custody pursuant to that order, is that correct?
Yes, I do.
All right, that's what I thought. I know I've looked at this before, but it's been a month or so. So you had a full evidentiary hearing, whoever the judge was heard it all and gave you custody?
Yes, sir. She wasn't even there.
I'm sorry?
She wasn't even there at the last hearing, or at that hearing.
All right, and I think you make reference to that, Ms. Williams, as to why you weren't there. But Ms. Williams, this is a temporary hearing only. It is not a final hearing. You have a right to file what you filed, but my function here today is to, at least on a temporary basis, to get some idea of what evidence you contend or intend to present in this case to justify the court changing custody. So just give me some idea, Ms. Williams, of what you expect your evidence to be.
I do have a timeline wrote out, but if he'd like to go first, he can.
Well, you're the petitioner. You
okay,
have to
well,
go
that's
first,
perfectly fine.
Just tell me what you're going to briefly describe for me.
I did make copies for you, yes, and I've been working on this for months. So,
okay.
When the report was made back in October of 2024, the sheriff report, I have all that in this folder. That's when defects got involved. The school bus driver.
Now hold on, wait, sweet, hold on. Now let's just take a breath. Let me narrow this down a little bit. I'm not retrying the case back in February. You've got to show me something that has happened since February the 4th, 2025. Because everything that from that day previous has been resolved, and that's called res judicata. That means it's decided. A judge has already decided that, and I'm not reopening that can.
Yeah,
you've got to give me something.
Yeah, defects lied on me, and my rights were violated at that point.
Well, and
I wasn't there to speak because I had COVID.
Ms. Williams, I don't know how to make it any more plain. I don't care what happened before February 4th.
Okay.
I don't have jurisdiction to hear what happened before February the 4th. You've got to show me something that somebody's bleeding buckets since February the 4th for me to justify a TPO? You mean a protection?
To keep me away from my child. Because I called to make a welfare check because he refused communication. He never communicates. He didn't communicate before the TPO and hasn't, of course, since then.
Where was that filed, Mr. Williams?
Here in Blakely County. Judge Caulfield signed it.
And he's already heard that?
Yes. The TPO order.
And didn't change anything? You still have custody?
The TPO is still in effect, and yes, I have custody.
He has a temporary education. It's not permanent. The defect that juvenile judge advised me to file custody to get custody back for him to be in my care. And I have proof of no domestic violence, no drug history on my behalf. I have all my mental evaluation, everything right here.
Well, let me say it another way, Ms. Williams. You have to show me something that indicates essentially that Mr. Williams is now either unfit or that the child is being harmed or is detrimental for the child to remain in his care.
Oh, yeah, he has a drug history and a violent history.
Since February the 4th?
No, Your Honor, he has a history of it.
Well, if it's before February the 4th, I'm not going to see it, look at it, or consider it.
This TPO, he lied. That is his character. He lies to get what he wants.
And Judge Caulfield's already ruled
right
on
here. But Judge Caulfield didn't even bother listening to it. And I had proof. I didn't even have the doctor's note that day because I had to get it from the doctor because we were in Macon.
That's already been ruled on, Ms. Williams. What else you got?
I have a stable home. I have a job. I'm in college. I mean, I have my mental health history showing stability. The main reason they took him because I was homeless. I didn't have nowhere to go, never have been in my whole life. and I passed all the psych tests, drug tests, and did everything they asked me to do. I wasn't there because I was sick, and I have a doctor's note, and the judge didn't accept my doctor's note back on February the 4th. I have all of this in these folders. And he lives with a married couple. That's why we're not together, because he had an affair. He sure did. And he's still over there with her.
Well, that's not before me today either.
So
Well, Ms. Williams,
I've got stability. I fixed everything.
this matter got filed on June the 17th,
Correct.
and Mr. Williams was served on it on July the 15th. No, I'm sorry. June the 18th, filed an answer on July the 15th. Let me see if I can find that. That's probably,
May I say one more
wait, hold
thing?
on just a second. Let me just do one thing at a time here. And Mr. Williams filed an answer to your complaint. He filed it on July the 15th.
Yes, I have that right here.
Okay, very good. So the issues are joined.
And he gets a check, Your Honor.
Now, the
It's
two
all about
of
that.
you have every legal right to proceed by yourself, pro se as we call it, and
Mm-hmm.
I've told all of the other pro se litigants here before me, that is absolutely fine for you to proceed that way. But you got to understand a couple of ground rules. I'm not the lawyer for either of you. I cannot tell you what to do, how to do it. I can't even remotely suggest how you proceed on these cases. You got to figure it out or hire a lawyer. And that's as far as I can go with this.
I haven't seen my son since last year.
You have what now?
I haven't seen my son since last year.
Well, all of those issues have already been decided by other courts and other judges, and I have heard nothing here today that will justify the court scrambling any of those.
So he could
orders.
lie in court and
Hold
do
on.
all
Ms.
this?
Williams, hold on. Let me finish.
Wow.
But today is not, I don't have the authority to just make a final ruling today one way or the other. It was noticed for a temporary hearing. I will tell you, Ms. Williams, that for today, I am not going to make any modifications. You have certain time frames that you have to do certain things. And your time is rapidly dissipating, Ms. Williams. I don't have the authority to just enter an order, a final order today, but my temporary order is I'm going to, I'm not going to enter a temporary order. I'm going to deny your request for temporary relief. Ms. Williams, if you want to pursue this case, then you have got to get it in the proper form, in the proper fashion, properly before the court, so the court can make a final ruling.
I
Well,
have everything. There's not really a whole
well,
lot.
Ms. Williams, you can't just shove a big box of papers up here at me. There's certain rules, evidentiary rules, and again, I can't tell you how to do it.
I can't, this TPO is preventing a lot. Like, I can't even see my child. He only wants him because he gets a SSI check. That's the only reason.
That's another issue.
It's
There's
about the
certain
money.
things-
And I
certain
don't
things
care
that
about
have to
money.
be done, and I'm not going to just reach out and scramble another judge's order. If you want those things changed, there's certain things that you have to do. And you can't just sit in here with me and complain about it. You got to do certain things. I can't tell you how to do it. Now, I'm going to give both of you, like I told the other pro se litigants, I'm going to give you, the law says you're entitled to a certain amount of time to do these things, Ms. Williams. And I'm going to caution you that your time is rapidly dissipating. And pretty soon you're going to be out of time. So the next time I bring this case up, we're going to have a final hearing. And Ms. Williams, if you don't have it ready then, I'll enter a final order. So that's all I can tell you.
How
You
can
gotta
I
figure
do
it out or
anything,
hire a
Your
lawyer.
Honor, with the TPO? How am I supposed to see my child with the TPO? That is a block. He did that on purpose for no reason.
That's a very good question. Hire a lawyer. All right, that's it for today. You're both excused.